who will be the Browns quarterback going into the next year? The Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, and they still got Bill Cosby. I mean, Deshaun Watson on the roster. It's a four-way battle for the starting QB position. And honestly, I think Shedeur's going to win. it. But you know what? I got my boy Oseji here in the building. Oseji, who do you think is going to win?
Low key, bruh. This is pretty difficult. Can't hold you. You got, on one hand, you got a Heisman finalist, Dylan Gabriel, put up amazing numbers, UFC, Oklahoma, Oregon. Now, on the other hand, you got Mr. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado legend. I honestly, no cap, I gotta take Dylan on this one. Just with the amount of experience he has under his belt, I gotta take Dylan winning this.
Yeah, listen, Shay, a lot is being thrown at Shedeur Sanders, as is the case with all of these rookies who are trying to get up to speed on this playbook. And here's one thing that stood out yesterday after the first day of practice. You know, typically on day one, coaches will see those quote-unquote rookie jitters, but both Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel showcase flashes of that same poise and that passing ability that we saw in their college careers.
I think that the disrespect that Shedeur Sanders endured during the draft is going to make him a great quarterback. It's either gonna make or break him. He has no choice. All right, he's either gonna be great. He doesn't have the choice to be mid. He doesn't have that option afforded to him. So I think that really Shedeur's going to showcase that he's great. He's going to show that he's great. That same poise that he had, it's because he's a confident guy. That's why they didn't draft him apparently. But he's gonna show out at camp. I believe that. Apparently he's already been showing out at camp. I think he's gonna take the job over Gabriel.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair. That's low-key fair. Can't hold you. I think when it comes down to poise, I think forget Dylan. Yeah, I think mostly just a matter of the fact that Dylan, he's played a decent amount of college football, playing for multiple top programs. I feel like that poise and confidence just comes from the fact that, you're just nice as fuck with it. You've been out here for 7 years doing this shit. So, I mean, hey, to Dylan, low-key, do your thing. Shedeur, you're right about Shedeur. He has no options here. You either got to be good off the gate or you're just going to be trash. There is no in between. If he ends up playing like trash, I ain't gonna lie, the internet is gonna crucify this man.
Oh man, the racists are gonna have a field day with that one if Shedeur's ass. Holy, he might set the black community back 50 years if he's ass, man. He might set us back a while.
Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders will have plenty of opportunities to make their impression and to try to make the team. That's really their first goal. They have to do that because the Browns are probably gonna keep at a max 3 quarterbacks. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. So Sanders has been as advertised as far as what the Browns like.
I don't think Kenny Pickett makes the team. I don't know what they traded for him. I think it was like a 7th or 6th round pick. I'm not too sure, but I don't think he makes the team, man. And Deshaun Watson, he might just sit out this year. So we might be looking at Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback room for the Browns.
I ain't gonna lie, you got a point there, bruh. Not gonna hold you. Kenny Pickett, yeah, he might be out of there, bruh. He might have to go take his talents back to Pittsburgh. Deshaun Watson, if he wasn't injured, he'd probably easily be the starter. But Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, it's a battle between them. I think just for the matter of the fact, just due to experience, I feel like they're just going to start Joe Flacco and let those two sit behind them and get the chance to learn and everything.
They say when you have multiple quarterbacks that you have none. I know, but they do. They have a ton.
I think we talked about Shedeur, really heavily. We talk about Shedeur heavily a lot. I think that we need to realize that the Browns did spend a 3rd round pick on Dylan Gabriel. I do think that Shedeur should be traded if he's not the starting quarterback. Because you have 2 quarterbacks from the same draft class on your roster. That's not going to work. So if one of them, whoever starts, the backup should be traded. And if it ends up being Shedeur can still be a Saint. Shedeur can still be a Saint. It is still possible, ladies and gentlemen, that Shedeur Sanders goes to no one.
Hey, y'all got that, man. Y'all got that. Personally, though, I feel as if at this point in time, like you said, if it does come down to Deshaun Watson and Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett got to get traded. But at that point in time, and whoever the backup is from that point on, yeah, then you got to decide, okay, one of y'all's got to go get traded or something. Personally, if Shedeur doesn't start, I don't think he's really going to start the first season. It's probably going to be Joe Flacco just because of experience and everything. Send Shedeur down to Las Vegas. All right, Geno Smith, we don't know how many years he got left in him. Low-key, Raiders need a starting QB anyway. I mean, it is what it is, bro. If Dylan Gabriel doesn't start, send Dylan down to Las Vegas, bro. But at the end of the day, I feel like I personally, I don't think either one of them is going to start for the QB position. I personally think it's going to be Joe Flacco just because of experience and the fact that I think it was like 2 seasons ago he took the Browns, got them a playoff victory. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Well, it's all going to be about how it unfolds. But with that, You know, that's the video. If you like the video, like the video. If you're watching the content and you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? Leave a comment down below. How do you feel about Shedeur Sanders before we head out? Said, do you have one last word for the people?
Shoot, with the Browns, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna take a minute for us to find out who the quarterback for this team is. I don't think we need to rush this process. I also don't think we need to be, trying to push these narratives like, oh, they got beef or it's a squabbling camp. I feel like it's just a regular competition between two good quarterbacks. You got a Heisman finalist on one side. On the other side, you got somebody who was breaking records at Colorado. So, I mean, at the end of the day, bruh, it is what it is. Don't got nothing to do with me. I'm a Dolphins fan. Go Fins.